in Miami. That's what they're telling you, sir. So now, with this place, we're in a motel. I gotta go back and get my kids. Because remember, my wife and I just came to figure it out. So now we take the voucher back to the Red Roof Inn to get our sons and round up the posse so we can check out of the damn motel and come back and for a possible 8 a.m. flight that we hope that we're all gonna be able to get on. So that's where we are now. So my wife and I head back to the motel, Red Roof Inn, to get the kids and to come back and wait for that 8:30 or 8 a.m. flight. Which, mind you, this is a whole other side note. They originally delayed us, the last delay was to 10 a.m. the next morning. If you had an 8:30 flight, why wouldn't we be on the 8:30 flight? Why would you pick the 10 o'clock flight just to delay that or to cancel that one anyway? Like, what are you doing? All right, so now we're in the cab, use the last voucher that they comped us for. So now we get a ride back in a taxi back to the Red Roof Inn. Get back to the Red Roof Inn. Now it's time to round the kids up. And remember, it's still 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, so we gotta wake them up and get them ready to get all their stuff ready to go to leave that Red Roof Inn to go back. But now I gotta pay for myself to get back because they've only given us the 4 vouchers. So now I call a Lyft or Uber. I forgot which one it was. I think it was Uber, but pick one of the two. I guess it's only one of the two that you can get. So I call a rideshare. And now my family and I are waiting down 5 in the morning, downstairs in front of the Red Roof Inn, waiting for the Uber to get here. So a lady sitting over here by herself, frantically moving around. Taxi cabs are coming up, and she's like, "Oh, it's not my cab." You know, they're looking for different people. They're looking for Lucille. This is her name. Let's give her a name. Her name is Dorothy. So Dorothy is outside frantically trying to get back to the airport because I'm assuming she's going through some kind of debacle too, which is probably why she's at the Red Roof Inn. Because who chooses the Red Roof Inn on purpose? Sorry, Red Roof, but who chooses it? But anyway, so yeah, she's going through it in front of in front of the Red Roof Inn. But mind you, we're all annoyed. The kids are annoyed. We woke them up. We're supposed to be in Miami already. We're supposed to be big chilling in Miami, going out, having dinners, getting ready to prep for birthday celebrations, all this stuff. So we are spending all this in a motel. So we're all out there waiting. Multiple taxi cabs coming up. Oh, they're looking for Lucille. We're looking for Frederick. We're looking for the Douglas family. Frederick Douglass. We're looking for everybody else but Dorothy. So Dorothy is frantically like, I'm gonna miss my flight. I need to get back to the hotel. To the airport. So of course, at this point, our Uber pulls up. I think it was like a van type of Uber, because I have 5 people. You can't order a regular Uber or Lyft. You got to order like an XL or whatever it is because you have to have enough space for people and the luggage. You got to remind you, even though all of my luggage and most of my wife's luggage is going, I still got my sons. They got their own carry-ons, so we got to have enough room for all that. So we get in the van. The lady is like sitting out there and like, looking for a ride. I'm annoyed. I'm not an evil person. I'm actually very nice if you get to know me. But at the moment, I was thinking like, hell no, this lady can't get in this van with us. Why? Probably because I was just overly annoyed and just with my whole situation. But yeah, I was thinking that initially, but then it was like, why? Why? For no reason to just be that way. So I'm like, of course, I pay for the Uber, but she can get in. We're all going to the same place. You know, let's help her out. Let's make it less stressful for one person if we can. So this lady gets in, and I know I called her Dorothy, but you know, was a chatty Cathy, or whatever you want to call it. But she had a lot to say, and she was just chopping it up along the whole ride. Now, again, guys, this is 5 in the morning. Teenagers with me, 3 teenagers. I know Raleigh ain't a teenager yet at this point, but he's close enough. 3 teenagers who are woken up in the middle of the night to have to grab all their stuff and leave, and 2 parents that are annoyed beyond belief about their current traveling situation. And she just want to talk about everything. But the main thing that I'm going to bring up with her is she just going to bring up Trump, which is so random. She just start talking about Trump, and what's going on with his indictments. And I don't know if it was a play to try to I don't like Trump, even though I'm a Caucasian lady. I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump, and I don't agree with what he does. And we're just we really don't get involved in that kind of stuff. But it was just so odd that she just felt the need to do that. Luckily, that was right as we were going up the ramp for departures, so it didn't last long, and we all jumped out. And she tried to give me $5 or something like that. I'm just like, nah, we're not gonna take your money, and we moved on about our life. But that was the Uber situation, just randomly, and I guess my little piece of that is, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, and try to help people, try to do what you can, and I just think that that's the way to live, the way to go by. If you can help, if you can do something to make a difference, then you should. No matter what your current situation is. Because you're not doing it for your own benefit or anything. You're doing it, for the benefit of others in the world. So, so that's my little, Martin Luther King moment. But anyway, back to the story. We finally get back, get all through TSA again, do all that stuff again, and now we're waiting for our standby flights at 8 a.m. And what happens on those standby flights at 8 a.m.? Of course, what has to happen? Not enough room for all 5 of us. Not enough room for all 5 of us, just in case you didn't hear me. So that means, how many is it enough room for? Can we do a situation where, somebody goes and gets set up, out there, get the hotel, get the rental car and all that, and that way we have somebody there to kind of scoop everybody else up when they get there? How many can go? Ladies over there. 1 person. So, 1 person. What do? We have to make a decision. The wife is like, I need you to go. You go, I'll stay with the boys, but at least we'll have you there. You can get the hotel ready, you can get the rental car, all that stuff is already in your name. And at least you can kind of get the lay of the land instead of all of us getting there and having to kind of figure that out. Because as a side note, our hotel canceled on us because we didn't get there in time. That's a whole other situation I forgot to mention. And in the midst of dealing with the delays and the pushbacks and all that stuff, we called to try to let the rental car know and the hotel know that, hey, we don't know when we're gonna get there. We keep getting delayed. I can't call every time the flight is delayed an hour to say, hey, it could be an hour later, it could be 2 hours later. Just keep it on record. You guys should have record that there have been delays, so people are not gonna get there in time. Yes, they canceled our rooms. So not only do I have to make a decision about going on a standby, when I get there, I gotta figure out where we're gonna stay. Because now they're like, well, we don't have no space we book you. How convenient. Anyway, so we elect to go for me to go. And one of the saddest moments, man, for me. Because at first I was like, hell no, I'm not going. And my wife was looking at me like, I understand, I totally get where you're coming from. But if you don't go and figure that out, how are we gonna know where we're gonna stay? We're gonna have to do that, all of us together. So we're gonna be calling, trying to get hotels with us, sitting in the car, sitting somewhere in Miami with all 5 of us. So I'm like, that's true. All of that is true. So what do you do? So we made the decision for me to go. Reluctantly I go. Mine is a direct flight. I get to Miami, and it's probably 12 hours before they get to me. So my wife has a YouTube channel, Billy J. I'm gonna put that up here right now, and I need y'all to go to her page. She'll have the story time from her perspective, because as I'm telling you this, I'm in Miami. I'm trying to navigate. I'm able to get a rental car, of course, but I'm still don't have anywhere to stay. So I'm like parking in the local strip mall area, on my phone, trying to call different hotels, see where I can get a room or 2 rooms, because again, it's 5 of us. So that's what I spent my afternoon trying to figure out for the family, to try to make sure that they had somewhere to go, when they got there, And from my family's perspective, they had to end up going from Phoenix to Santa Ana, which is Orange County, for people who don't know, Orange County, California, to Santa Ana, California, and then from Santa Ana they had another flight to Phoenix. And they said that was one of the worst flights that they have ever experienced. Not the actual experience of like the TSA, but the actual flight itself. Like the pilot was in training or something from the description that my sons gave me. That's something you can catch on her page. She's gonna throw up her story time, and ours is pretty much the same up until this point, where I get on the flight to go as a standby by myself. And again, this ends up being, I end up getting there the 31st, I believe, because my family got in June 1st, the next morning. So that night for me was rough. I'm just, ultimately I did get a room, Fairfield, and shout out to Fairfield Inn. Very nice, very clean hotel room. That was sufficient for the family. You can also see that on the Miami vlog for Ross's birthday. What those rooms look like, but I was able to get those 2 rooms last minute, and they were really helpful. They were really helpful on the back end. When we came back we were able to get another room when we got back, so we can wait for our flights, because our flights were later on in that evening. So again, shout out to Fairfield. I appreciate y'all, good people down there. And Doral, I think it's Doral, or Miami, a little suburb of Miami. Once I'm in Miami and I finally get a room, I find me a little liquor store, of course, because I had to get a bottle. Like at this point, I'm stressed out. I still don't know when my family's gonna be there. You know what I mean? I still don't know that at this point when I'm in Miami. I don't know that they able to get on a connecting flight to Santa Ana yet. They're still in the airport, and I didn't really mention that I was able to obtain all of the luggage when I got here. So when I didn't mention that part. Thank God that all they was locked away here in Miami in a room with a bunch of other people's stuff, but at least it was intact, nothing missing. Just here 2 days before we got here, or in Miami. So I did get the luggage, right before I went and got the rental car. Like I said, once I got the rental car, now I was trying to figure out where to stay, try to find a new place. hotel got canceled on us because we didn't, they thought we were a no call, no show when clearly, like, I called you and told you I don't know when. So I don't know how else I can, figure that out for them. So that at that point we split ways. Like I said, I'm in Miami. I'm getting drunk solo in the room because I'm stressed about when my family's gonna get here, if they're gonna get here on time. They basically gonna plan to arrive the day before we have to be on the boat. Which is cutting it too close. That's why we plan to be there a few days before, a couple of days before. So, that's what ended up happening there. And that was it. So, like I said, there was a little bit of a caveat, like, to the back end, because we were also delayed coming home. The difference between a delay coming home is there were a lot shorter delays, so they were like 5, 10, 15-minute increments. It did happen, like, I think three times, 4 times, where they delayed us on the way home. But we were all able to be on, at least to get on the same flight, and it was a direct flight home. But it was, an experience in itself, just not knowing, just sitting in the airport when you are getting those delays on the way home. And you're like, is it going to be the same thing again? Am I going to have to get a hotel here in Miami? Are they going to cancel me to the next day? Am I going to be stuck here for days? You know what I mean? Like, of course, you're just like wondering, all this stuff is going through your head just based on you going through what you just went through. You know what I mean? So, and rightfully so. Like, it's almost like some little PTSD that they gave me, because as soon as I see that first delay, I say, I don't care if it is a 5-minute delay. I don't want to be here not 1 minute longer. So, like, the last thing that happened basically is, at this point, everybody's so tired. The thing that about this story time that really is, I guess, like, capsulizes everything about this year's family trip was that it kind of just took the life out of it. Because by the time we got to embarkation day, we weren't even really excited. Everybody's ready to just get to their room, probably take a shower and lay down. We were not taking a shower at the Red Roof Inn, of course. So, at this point, 30 hours of travel, 35 hours of just trying to get to a place. Of course, we were able to take a shower when we got to the hotel in Miami. But now you feel rushed because you're trying to do something. You want to go to South Beach. You want to do you got to take the kid to dinner for his birthday. You want to do so much. And now you don't have the days, when originally you planned to have those days. To just hang out and chill and, drive around the city and visit different places. And now you just feel like you're trying to pack it all in in a few hours span, because we can get back to the hotel. It's time to get up, get ready for the next day to go to the, do the embarkation day. Which, again, just drained the exuberance out of the trip. Like, everybody's just like, yay, So it's like, when we got on there on June 2nd, it almost felt like we had been on the boat for 2 days. The way our excitement was, it was like we were kind of over it, at that point. So this is a 6-day cruise. 6-day cruise, we were ready to go at the 4th day at that point now, because remember, all of the days of travel just wiped us out. So we didn't even really do much on the first and into the 2nd day of being on the ship, because we were just trying to decompress, like, from just being emotionally unraveled, just on a roller coaster with, where's everybody going to be? Are we going to be there on time? Is my family on flight? Are they safe? Did they land? We got weather issues. We got delays. We got cancellations. At this point, your emotions are all over the place, and you just want them to relax. You know what I mean? And so you're not thinking about going out to no bars or being around a whole bunch of people on a cruise ship. You kind of wanted to go to your room and be in solace. You know what I mean? And that's what we kind of did for the first day and a half. So, which then, of course, kind of, like I said, took the life out of the whole thing. It's like we were talking the other day. It was like, man, we think we kind of want to do over. But, I don't know if if that would help. I mean, maybe it would, but At the same time, we travel during graduation season. A bunch of young people on the boat. You know, young adults just doing young adult things. Y'all gonna see a lot of that when I post a lot of the day 3, day 4 stuff. But you know, just a different environment. You know, the boat was filled to capacity, so it was just a lot of people, a lot of people everywhere. You know, just like I said, our situation, it just made the whole experience different, and you know, we'll make some arrangements, you know, to fly differently next time, and as well as just how we plan for those flights. So I think that those trips we'll probably look into doing that a little different, but. That's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody for taking out a moment to listen to my story, and hopefully you don't have to go through something similar. But if you do, at least you know somebody else that went through it with you, not alone. I just wanted to make sure I expressed that my gratitude for everybody, all the support thus far, people reaching out to me and letting me know about how they think what I'm doing is cool, and just wanted to urging me to continue. And I just wanted to say I appreciate that support for everybody. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Put that on something, another episode here, Reggie TV, only place you can find it. I appreciate y'all. We out.